Good evening, everyone. Are you ready? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Tonight on the West Ham Irons United channel, we won't be talking about anything to do with West Ham. I'll be focusing on West Ham tomorrow, another day for that. I'll talk to you about the Felipe Anderson move back to Lazio, which was confirmed earlier today, about an hour ago. That aside, Declan is still a hammer. We haven't signed any players yet. We still don't know our 2021-22 kit, but I'm sure that'll come out tomorrow because we've got our first away game against Dundee pre-season. But tonight is all about one team, isn't it? Above all else, club loyalties aside, this is all about England. I make no apologies of that video being a lot longer than normal for our intro videos. I just wanted to get a feel of how tonight is going to be. And I actually feel quite emotional. Right? It's going to be quite an exciting time, an exciting game. In just under 2 hours' time, England take on Denmark in the Euro 2020 semi-finals to earn the right to play Italy in the final again at Wembley on Sunday night at 8 p.m. But we have to respect our opponents tonight, as they've really earned the right to be here as well. Denmark, we've played them 21 times in all competitions, including friendlies, etc. England have won 12 of those. Denmark have won 4, 5 drawn games. The last game we played against them was the UEFA Nations League, where Denmark won 1-0. But significantly, the last significant game we played against them was in 2002, where we beat them 3-0 in the World Cup. But how did Denmark get to the position that they're in? Well, in this Euros, obviously, they played 5 games. They've won 3 and they've lost 2. In the group stages, they got beat by Finland 1-0. And that was the game when there was the near tragic incident involving Christian Eriksen. Thankfully, he's absolutely fine now and recovering well. Denmark then went on to lose against Belgium 2-1, but then they thrashed Russia 4-1 in their final game of that group stage. They went on to round 16, and there was great expectation against Wales. Wales thought that they had enough to beat Denmark, but unfortunately they got beat 4-0. And then in the quarterfinals against the Czech Republic, Denmark won 2-1. And what about England? Yeah, same. Played 5 games. We won 4 and drew 1. In our group stages, we beat Croatia 1-0. We drew against Scotland, and in the final game, we beat the Czech Republic. There weren't convincing performances, but it was job done. But then it came with the knockout stages and the big test in round 16 against England, where we beat them 2-0. And we did that with aplomb. And it looked like England had finally arrived in these competitions. And then we went on to beat Ukraine quite convincingly 4-0. But let's compare the two teams. Stats wise, England have scored 8 goals, but conceded none. 5 clean sheets in this competition so far. Uh, the Danes, they've scored 11, but they've conceded 5 and they've had 1 clean sheet. In terms of possession and passing accuracy, etc., very, very similar between the two teams. England possession 53% as opposed to 54 for Denmark, and pass accuracy 88% for England to Denmark's 82%. Currently in the FIFA rankings, England rank at in 4th place and Denmark at 10th. So Denmark are actually the highest ranked team that we've met in these competitions so far. But there are some key players to look out for each team. Let's look at Denmark initially. Joachim Mahler, the defender, he's already scored 2 goals from set pieces. Mikkel Damsgaard, one of the young bright sparks for the Danish team, attacking midfielder. He scored a goal already in this competition. And possibly coming off the bench tonight, Yusuf Poulsen is a good sub to have. He's already scored 2 goals. And then their striker, Kasper Dolberg, has got 3 goals in this competition so far. But it isn't all about Denmark, because they've got players that we've in England that they're going to have to worry about. Luke Shaw, he's proven to everybody just how fantastic a defender he is. And I don't know what Mourinho's been on when he considered Luke Shaw to be finished, but what a great asset to have. 3 assists so far in this competition. Bukayo Saka, we think he's going to be back in the team tonight. We'll know in about 50 minutes time what the team's going to be. We think he'll be back in the team, and his pace, this attacking midfielder, will certainly cause a lot of problems for Denmark tonight. And then we have Raheem Sterling, who's been much criticised before the games, coming up with 3 goals. And of course, Harry Kane, who I've got to admit I've criticised quite strongly. He's come up trumps and he's started scoring, and you could see the confidence soaring back in his veins. But I think the game tonight is probably going to be one in midfield. They've got 2 excellent central defensive midfielders that are going to be going head to head. Of course, West Ham's Declan Rice and Spurs' Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Now, the average stats in this tournament so far, Declan has just got the edge on Højbjerg at the moment, averaging 1.4 tackles per game, averaging 1.6 interceptions per game, with Højbjerg doing better on clearances to his 1.7 as opposed to Declan's 1.4. But Declan's pass success rate is superior, 91% as opposed to Højbjerg's 85%. But in all honesty, still not really a lot of difference between the two. What about the Danes? Well, they know we know that the Danes have reached the finals of this tournament before. In fact, it's their fourth occasion for reaching the semi-finals. They in 1964 they lost to Russia in the semi-finals, and then they lost again to Spain in the 1984 semi-finals on penalties. But then in 1992, out of nowhere, they got through the semi-finals, beating the Netherlands on penalties, and then they beat Germany in the finals. So the Danes have won this tournament already. But for England, this is more about a bit of history, really, isn't it? Southgate, he was in the World Cup semi-finals only 2 years ago, having been beaten in extra time by Croatia. And then, of course, it was only like yesterday, 1996, when Southgate, he had that chance to get England further in the semi-finals against Germany. He went up to take that penalty and unfortunately missed. And if only Gascoigne's feet were a few inches longer, maybe we wouldn't have had to gone to penalties in that competition. So this is Gareth Southgate's 3rd occasion, of getting England to the semi-finals, to the finals of a major tournament. and maybe it would be third time lucky for Gareth. And we hope so, because I think tonight, the England team, it's going to be a difficult game. They're quite fairly evenly matched, the two teams, but I think England will just have the edge and take us to our first final since 1966. Let's see who we got in the chat. Oh, by the way, if you're watching, Marvin, a very happy birthday to you. I hope you're celebrating with a little bit of champagne. I'll chat to you afterwards. I'm sure you are. Let's see who we got in the chat, and let's see what comments we have before we finish off, because I'm quite nervous. I've actually got cold chills, but I'm sweating at the same time. I'm quite nervous about tonight's game. I'm really looking forward to it. Good evening, Jordan. How are you? Thank you for putting up the stream early. My pleasure. I hope we can go and beat Denmark tonight and reach the finals. I hope we do. Glenn, hello, mate. First major final I will hopefully see in 60 years, waiting and hurting. It will happen. Father Snowman, hello, mate. Thank you for joining. You've got no nerves, have you? I'm very nervous. Way hey to you, Toby. How are you, mate? James Bong, oi oi to you. Toby, this is the daily we needed. Well, it was only going to be about England today. We'll talk about all West Ham stuff tomorrow. Toby, again, best use of music on the channel ever, hands down. I've got goosebumps. Mate, it took me about an hour to put that together, so thank you for that. Good evening to our checkmate, Vaclav. How are you, mate? Italy versus Spain, it was close one. Told you, yeah, you did say. And you know what? Italy, I mean, they were both excellent team. That game yesterday was technically fantastic. A really, really great game to watch. Really enjoyable. And am I glad that Italy are through? I was nervous about Italy initially. And then when I saw the way Spain were playing their game, I thought, yeah, I'd rather have Italy in the final. Reese, how are you, mate? 3 lines on a shirt. Yeah, still. You know what Jules Rimet is? You're too young for that, mate. Good afternoon to you, Stu. How are you? Vinay, what video? The massive market video? No, don't know anything about that. Glenn, feeling very nervous. It will be a very close game. I agree. It will be. Father Snowman, Spain were the better team. They were the better team without a shadow of a doubt. But you know what? Italy are not good. I mean, let's get through this game first before we talk about the final in Italy. But it's got to be all about, getting past Denmark tonight. Tom Russell, confidence. It's coming home. Toby, hang on a minute, Stella. I seem to remember certain Greek gods saying we're going to get battered by the Germans, and I did, because I didn't think we did that well in the group stages, and I thought we were going to go out early. But as I always say, I'm glad I'm proven wrong. It always makes me happy when I'm proven wrong. Vinay, hello, mate. Don't underestimate the Denmark, our neighbouring country. I don't at all. I don't at all. Vaclav, I think England will win the Euro 2020s 2-1 against Italy. Let's get through tonight first. Good evening, Andy. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. Pete, hello, mate. Thank you for joining. Trodge, England to get roasted by Italy in the final. Well, that's brought us back down to earth, hasn't it? Good evening to you, Trev. Thanks for joining, mate. Andy, doesn't get any more nerve-wracking than waiting for kickoff tonight. I know. I'm going to have to change this shirt by the time I finish this show tonight. Let's scroll down. Glenn, it's from the knockout stages you need to start playing, and that's what we've done. So let's carry on tonight and the final on Sunday. Good point, mate. Well, you've got to do the business in the group stages. You don't have to win all your games, as the Danes have proved. They only won one of their group stages. Hammer Molder, I don't see a problem still. Personally, I'm going 3-1. Lovely jubbly. Matt, how are you, mate? You got on then. Thanks for joining, Matt. I hope you're well, and see you at the football tomorrow. I'll try not to drink too much of this, so I run around. Might have to play walking football though tomorrow, Matt. Hope you're well, and I hope you enjoy the game tonight. Trodge, we only looked good for the first for 45 minutes in the last match. I would like to see us play well for 90. We got to be calm and composed tonight. We can't go all guns blazing tonight. The Danish team could sort of pick us out. If you saw the stats I've just mentioned, they're not that far away from us. Mr. Pigeon, start with Raheem, Kane, and Saka. Add Grealish in the 60th minute off the bench. Grealish, will get a penalty for us, wouldn't he, when he dives? Sancho, I thought Sancho did really well, but I do think Saka will start tonight. Reese, we ain't conceding 3-0 tonight, 1-0 on Sunday. We ain't conceding tonight, 3-0 tonight, 1-0 on Sunday. So you reckon we're going to go the whole competition without conceding a goal? That in itself makes me nervous, because what happens if we do if we do concede? What then? Are we going to have are we going to have something in us to get us back in the game? We haven't suffered that yet. That's what makes me nervous. Trev, I don't think our players will underestimate them. I expect the Danes to go hell for leather. We are up for it though, and the Wembley crowd will be a big asset. It absolutely would. Robert, anyone got an Amazon device? Asking if it's coming home. You 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 get with the get that answer. Oh, is that what you ask it? If it's coming home, what do you get with the answer? I guess is what you're asking. Good evening, Kent. I hope you're well. I love Saka, plays with no fear. Kane improved because he stayed between the posts rather than dropping deep in the last couple of games. Absolutely. Toby, Rice to Holberg is like comparing Irons United to other fan channels. No comparison. You got to respect your opposition, mate. Holberg ain't bad, but people say Holberg's better than Rice. Nah, you certainly ain't that. And guess what's happened? Yes, the chat has jumped. Mr. Pigeon, England lose the first goal, then they're in trouble, in my opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, if we go through this game without conceding, what happens then if we get to the final and we concede the first goal? We haven't seen England under that kind of pressure. Not that I wish it on us, but yeah, Trudge. Bellingham would also play with no fear. He's been fantastic. I mean, how old is he? 17, 18 years of age. And when he's come on, he's looked like he's been like a absolutely fantastic. No fear at all. It's good to have these sorts of players. Sancho, Saka, Bellingham, they're not tarnished by the past. They come on and play their game, and they're happy with it. Mr. Pigeon, two semi Southgate top lad, unlike Turnip Head. If you remember Turnip Head, I feel sorry for him. Backlab, Harry Kane will score tonight again, I believe. I hope for entertaining football. Looking forward to it. We all just love good football. We do. Last night's game was an absolute dream to watch, wasn't it? Good evening, Hammerette. How are you? Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Hammerette. My mistake. Good evening, Happy Hammer. Hi, everyone. Come on, you Lions. Absolutely. Long Dark, hello, mate. Thank you for joining. Grumpy old Ben, how are you, mate? Morning, all. Is it the Philippines you're in, or Thailand? I can't remember, but welcome. V-Night, is Grealish starting? I don't know the lineup, to be quite honest with you. It won't come out for another half an hour or so. But I think Saka will get the nod alongside Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane. Toby, I think we're going to surprise everyone. 4-0. Trodge, Saka is in for Sancho. If that's confirmed, then that's what I kind of gathered. Good evening, Carl. How are you? Let's have it. How are you doing, Carl? I'm very well, mate. How are you? Haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well as well. Happy Hammer, took your advice. Still, I'm in the Bobby Moore lower next season, block 147. Welcome, mate. You're going to love it down there. Absolutely love it. Now, of course, with full stadiums back, we can all catch COVID together. Pat Mahone, hello, mate. If we're not counting the final against the Netherlands the other year, are we not counting that? No, sod that. That's not a proper tournament, was it? Will we see Nobby dancing, Mr. Pigeon? I wonder who'll do that dance. Who will take his place? And hello to you, Pat. I hope you're well, mate. D. Lee, hello, mate. I don't want to see a Tottenham player lift up a trophy for Tottenham or England. Hey, look. Club, we've got to put our club loyalties aside tonight. We just got to do that. I know what you're saying. It should be Declan picking up that, captaining on tonight. But anyway, don't worry about that. So long as England win, that's what counts. Dave, hello, mate. If anything like last night will be a treat. Come on, you Irons. Come on, you England. And Brady out as usual. Good evening, Devon. I hope I'm very well. Do you reckon Grealish will start? No, I don't think he'll start. I think Saka will get the nod, to be honest with you. And if Saka doesn't, then I think Sancho will keep his place, because I think, they've both done really, really well. Marvin, haha. Thank you, Stel. My guess is Rashford will come on and score. Well, you're a Man United fan, Marvin, so you're going to say that, aren't you? Sterling will start, absolutely. Trudge, Grealish won't start. I agree. WHU, hello, mate. If the England players don't freeze because of the expectation of 60,000 fans at Wembley, then I believe we will win. I don't think they'll freeze. I think they'll lap it up tonight. I really do. Mr. Pigeon, Grealish is a super sub. Yeah, he loves the old dive, doesn't he? He loves the odd dive. Kent, I shouldn't say that. He's an England player, so he's all right for now. When he goes back to his club, then we can slag him off then. Kent, hello, mate. 2-1, tight game. It will be a tight game, I reckon. Trodge, last game we got early goals, both halves, to take the pressure off. If that happens, that will be absolutely fantastic. James, anyone that doesn't think that this level isn't higher than the Premier League and they're still out there should watch last night's game. Tonight should be a brilliant game too. You know what, James? It was one of the best games I saw last night, without a shadow of a doubt, for a long, long time. The technical ability with the Italians and the Spanish was absolutely superb. It was an absolute joy to watch. So you're absolutely right, mate. Glenn, I think it'll be 2-1, two of Harry's goals. Don't care who scores, so long as we win. Kent again, 2-1 to us tonight. It's all about focus. Botland getting over the line, complacency, taking Denmark too lightly is the only thing that worries me. You know what? I really don't think England are going to take Denmark too lightly, to be honest. Clive, hello, mate. Good evening to you as well. Evening to all the chat too. Good evening, Beanie. Hello. You requested 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, that's when the game starts. So I hope Neil told you that. You know, has he made you your tea yet, by the way, Beanie? Vaclav, Denmark arrived all the way from Baku. They would be tired in the second half. You know what? That's the only thing I didn't like about this tournament, is that teams had to travel quite far distances. It didn't make sense. Mike Dean is the ref. We stand no chance. Mr. Pigeon, Swen was average, but Dolmio Capello was terrible. I detested him. Pushing Stuart Pearce right nerdy was. Well, you know, let's hope Southgate does the business for us. You know, like I said, third time lucky for him in semi-finals. Trev, looking forward to this one. Strangely, not feeling the nerves at this point. I am. I think this team is what it takes. I do as well. I think this team, you know, the one thing that we've seen with this England team in comparison to teams of the past is that, you know, we always heard about the rivalries within the team, you know, the Liverpool players and the Man United players of the old England teams. Whereas this team, it's, you know, they look really together, don't they? You know, and it doesn't matter what club you're paying for. They're playing as a unit, which is fantastic to see. Forgive me if I'm skipping a few comments. Obviously, I can't bring up every single comment. Vaclav, 3-0, England easy to... Oh, I'm not going to say it's easy. No. I really don't think so. Disabled team, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us yet again. Father Snowman, Sunday, great day for footy. England, Italy, followed by Argentina, Brazil in the Copa final. Oh, yeah, that's going on, isn't it? Yeah, I think you can see them on BBC iPlayer, those games, can't you? Let's scroll down a bit. What have we got? Any new names here? Let's go to Devon. My heart says 2-0. My head says 1-1 Denmark, and then they nick one in extra time. Devon, have faith, mate. Have faith. Schizo, hello, mate. Haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're well. Going to be a good night. Too strong for the Danes. Oh, let's not get carried away. Bonus, we keep another clean sheet. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Trodge, scary thing is how good will England be soon? You know what? That's a really good point. I think this tournament is going to show just how good we are, and then we're going to go on to the World Cup and do really well there as well. Mr. Pigeon, but I still see that tackled by Bobby Moore, and when Lineker scored and Bobby belting the ball, and we're all singing already, aren't we? Trodge, next year, well, what about the World Cup? So that's only next year. Next year, as I think England will be even stronger. Disabled team. I'm English and an England fan too, but I have to say, if we don't win this, we would never win a tournament. I've got to be honest with you. This is, you know, it's got to be our time, hasn't it? It's got to be our time. Reese, my 3-year-old, said 5-0 to England. That's optimistic. Long Dark. Danny McKelly is ref. Same game as Germany. He did all right in the Germany game, didn't he? Stu, Declan has instilled the Hammers team philosophy into the England squad. That's it, people. That's the show for tonight. Short and sweet, and come on, England. And I think, you know, just to get you in the mood again, I know it's a long video, but it's worthwhile doing it. It's worthwhile doing it. Let's play the video to see us out.